This is Red Blue Labs, and in today's video I'm going to be automating crawling a website and checking every single URL that's acquired to see how does it respond to all of the various HTTP responses. So why do we bother checking for HTTP responses? Well, we check it for in the situations where we're doing vulnerability assessments or we're doing a bug hunt, because HTTP responds in a variety of ways. We've got the ones that we know. We've got get, we've got put, we've got delete, we've got options, and each of these things will respond in a different way. And when a web admin has a method, for example, put, that they didn't know was there, that is a potential for us to exploit that website by actually putting something onto the website. And then you can imagine delete being deleting something from the website. When we go on a website, we've got potentially hundreds of different URLs, and we could test each of those manually, but that takes forever. So in comes scripting. So what I'm going to do here is I've actually got a particular machine created, and we all know it very well, and it's the Metasploitable machine. So it's got a website on there that's intentionally vulnerable. I've got it on my local network, and I've got a Python script that I'm going to go from my host machine to that Metasploitable machine and do some web crawling. So now there are actually a lot of ways to do web crawling, and in this video I'm going to be using ZAP to do that. Now, whichever way you want, just modify your script to fit into whatever your process is. So if I look at my IP address here, I've got a 192.168.1.72. So that's the IP address for my Metasploitable on my local machine. Let's do a test to make sure that we can actually reach that machine. We're going to do a ping 192.168.1.72, and we've got ICMPs coming back, so we can actually reach this machine. So that's great. So now we can actually activate our ZAP to do some crawling on this machine. I've got my Firefox open and I've got my ZAP open, and as you can see, I'm already actually capturing traffic here. So what we're going to do is head over to the website that is connected to Metasploitable. So that's HTTP, and we're going to just put the IP address of our target machine. So in this case, I'm going to port 80 on that machine, and we'll connect, and it's going to present us with this. Great. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to ZAP now, and I'm going to click on the target that I've got here, and I'm going to do a right click, and we're going to do attack, and I'm going to do a force browse site, and you could do a variety of options here, but I am going to do directory. And so we've chosen it, but we haven't actually gone the step of actually sort of like an enumeration. So I'm going to choose this directory list. You can use whatever list you want. In this particular case, this one's fine for my purposes. And we're going to hit play. And it's going to cycle through, and you can see right away that it's capturing URLs. And all of these are available URLs that I can send to my script to see how does it handle put, delete, options, trace, get. And right now we can see in this case here that we've got a 200 OK, so we were actually able to reach that page. Let this run for a couple minutes, and again, whatever your process is, like, it doesn't really matter how you get all of these URLs. This is just one way to do that. And when you're ready, you can stop it, and we're going to export this. Let's open up that CSV file and see what it looks like. Awesome, so we've got our CSV file, and it's got all of the URLs. Now, what's nice about this is that it's all here. I can just reach in there and grab it, but it's also got a lot of information that I don't care to have. So all that stuff in the front. But we can handle that in Python, which is awesome. In this part of the video, I'm going to be discussing a little bit of how the code works. If that's not interesting to you, then skip to the part where we see the code in action. In this code, we're actually importing two important things. My absolute favorite module is requests. I use it a lot for scraping and other network type testing. And then CSV is also a popular one that I like to use. This will be pretty simple and straightforward. Feel free to copy this code, I don't care. right away we need to open up that CSV file, and we've got a variable called CSV file path, and what it does is it opens up that CSV file and it goes to the third row and it creates a list with everything in there, and you can probably guess what that list contains: all of the URLs. That's all I want. I don't need anything else. So that's all it does. Then it creates the list. It was very simple. We've created the list, and now for every single item in that list, we're going to do a variety of tests. And I actually quite like using the try and accept testing. So it says, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, move on. Here's the code. It works. And now let's go and test it. So let's go ahead and actually test out this script. Let it run, because it's actually sending all of these requests to that website right now, and then printing it onto the screen to show us what the result is. Okay, so we've actually finished the script, and what we can do now is go through the results and see how does each URL respond to HTTP requests. For the most part, you're going to see things not working, and if you see things like a put working, that doesn't necessarily mean a vulnerability, but it does mean that that website is allowing put requests on that particular page, and that's an opportunity for exploration and potential exploitation. Let's scan back up into some of the URLs where we get different codes. We can see a lot of 200s, and that means that the request worked. Let's go up near the top. I know I saw some. There we go. Over on this particular URL here, we can see that we got a 403 denied. That would be an opportunity to potentially change that request as an intercept. And then we've got get, no, it didn't work. We got some 405s, we got delete, no. And so I find that's really interesting to see, well, how does each URL respond to the requests? And this is very simple. So using scripts saves time, and testing for HTTP responses is an important process of the bug bounty and the vulnerability assessment. Now, the script that you've seen isn't the be-all end-all. Maybe you've got a better script. But all this video is supposed to be doing is inspire you to know that there are tasks that we do in security, and we can use scripting to automate them. There's some other videos on the screen here that I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and give those a watch, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.